Foreign buyers, they're everywhere. We need a foreign buyers tax in Toronto right now to cool the market. Stay tuned to this episode of Prime Properties TV. I promise you it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Properties TV. So glad you could join us here today. We're going to be talking over what everyone's talking about, but don't actually want to verbally say without the fear of sounding politically incorrect. I'll say it for you. There are too many Chinese buyers in the current Toronto market right now. I guess I'm allowed to say that because I'm Chinese, I guess. I will have to admit though, when you have an Asian agent putting up ads in Asia for buying places in Canada, there's definitely going to be Asian buyers coming. That's what the ads are for. Now the question is, how many of them are there? It's actually very, very hard to say. A few months ago, the Toronto Real Estate Board, or TREB, actually sent out a poll to all the realtors asking about how many of us have actually worked with what we call foreign buyers. The results were in, and shockingly, only 2.6% of TREB's 400,000 agents have worked with a foreign buyer. That's not very much if you ask me. So are these numbers a hoax, or are foreign buyers only working with 2.6% of the agents, or someone is lying? I don't know, but it's definitely one of the three, okay? Now, for me personally, I say I've worked with literally a handful of non-residents, literally a handful. Now, non-resident is actually the correct term for foreign, and that's actually what a lot of people mean. Now, non-resident just basically means you don't have a Canadian citizenship or permanent residence. This could be from China, from US, from India, really anywhere. But really, a lot of the time when you say foreign buyers, it's weird. Like the minute you say foreign, it's like, oh, it's a Chinese guy, right? So it's a Chinese family buying something. But what can I say? You know, when a new immigrant Chinese family arrives in Canada, literally the first thing they do is buy real estate. True story. Now, there is without a doubt an influx of Chinese money coming to Canada, for sure. Although that may change in July because the Chinese government is restricting a little bit more. Like right now, there's actually a tap of an app where you can wire transfer over money that actually exists, but that's going to be controlled. Now, however, I don't know how much of it is hype versus how much of it is the media presenting as foreign buyers being the issue. When it comes to buying freehold property, especially like houses in Toronto or 905, I see mostly Canadian-ish families, right? Everyone has to keep in mind that Canada is a multicultural country, and Toronto is the most multicultural city in the world. That means other foreigners that you could see could basically just be Canadian. You look at me, I look like a foreigner, I'm Canadian. Actually, funny, I know a 4th generation Chinese person from Timmins, Ontario. That's an 8-hour drive from Toronto. Yeah, that's right, 4th generation. That means their great-grandfather was here. He's Canadian, he's not a foreigner. And here's the key thing, a Canadian Chinese person's full legal name will look exactly like a foreigner's or non-resident's Chinese name. So many people think the Canadian Chinese are actually foreigners. To give you an idea, many of the Chinese, especially from Hong Kong, they have an Anglo-Saxon Western name. You refer to them as Tony, Lily, Bob, etc. This is to make life easy for them so that people can call them by a name that they can recognize. Now, most likely their full legal name actually does not include the Anglo-Saxon Western name, or it's in brackets. So that's kind of like just with all Chinese. So even if they're Canadian, they look like foreigners. Now that's just the Chinese. I'm 100% sure it's like that with other cultures as well. So to wrap it up, yes, as a city, we definitely look like we attract a lot of foreigners. We look so good to the world as a place to live. You just got to think about it against all the other global economies right now. Is it as many as people perceive it to be? Do we have that many foreign buyers coming in? I don't think so. If we do get a foreign buyers tax, which I don't think we will, I don't really think it's going to affect it that much. It's just going to be like the stress test, so, right? So that kind of wraps it up for today. I really hope it sheds some light on how many foreign buyers are really out there. I generally don't think it's that many. Thank you guys for watching. If you learned something or simply enjoy watching this video, make sure you click on the button here to subscribe to Prime Properties TV channel and click on the little bell so you know when we have new content coming up. If you have any questions or you want a free consultation, call me. My contacts are right here. I'll be happy to help you out. And remember, please share this with your family and friends because like I always say, an educated consumer is the best consumer. I'll see you next time, Toronto.